Hey, good evening, everybody, or good morning, I suppose. For me, it's about 4:39, and had a restless night, but I thought I would compile a short video, a deep dive into something that everyone seems to have missed, and that is the fact that the UAP situation, or the UFO situation, they call it a UAP now, has been addressed by Congress. They've had top secret stuff, and the stuff that they've given out for information is what I'm going to present here, and it's vetted. It's just going to be a few short videos, and we'll go through who it is that's speaking and listen to some people talk, and I'll tell you what I think, and maybe if I'm fortunate you'll comment or something and tell me what you think. So let's just go ahead and begin. Gonna grab myself a little legal smoking herb of some type that thou shalt not name. So here we go. This was in 1955. Okay, this is General Douglas MacArthur. Now, if you don't know who that is, it's this dude right here. How well you can see it? But yeah, this guy right here. Can I expand this thing? Yeah. Okay. There he is. Yep. That's it's a fuck of a pipe he's got there. It's a deep motherfucker. Hope that didn't inspire too much of his words that we're going to be reading here in a second from his quote while we start this up. Maybe grab yourself a coffee or a glass of wine or something and settle in, because here's how we're starting it up. This is him. Go back here for a second. Just as a quick, here's a list of his commands. This is Wikipedia. Douglas MacArthur. So, United Nations Command, Far East. I mean, there's a lot. You can go through these. I don't even know what these mean. Okay, so there's a lot of things for commands. Battles and wars. There's a list of them. So, you know, he was in a few here. I don't know if I should zoom in on this or if you'll be able to get an idea of how many that is. It's quite a few. So in military awards, real quick now, military, you know, Medal of Honor, Distinguished Service Cross. I think that's more than one. They've got the Silver Star. He's got 7 of those. Oh, the Distinguished Cross is 3. Distinguished Service, he's got 5. Navy Distinguished Service Medal, he's got 7 Silver Stars. Distinguished Flying Cross, Bronze Star, with Valor, Air Medal, 2 Purple Hearts, and we click on full list here if you want to, but we're not going to go much further than that. That gives you an idea. So if you're interested in this gentleman, that's who he is, or was, depending on your perspective of reality. Okay, so anyways, General Douglas MacArthur. Hold on, I gotta get relit. Alright, so General Douglas MacArthur, 1955, and I quote, "The nations of the world will have to unite, for the next war will be an interplanetary war. The nations of the Earth must someday make a common front against attack by people from other planets. People. Strange choice of words there. Other planets. And Reagan too was famously, and I don't have anything up here on the Reagan time, when he basically said the same thing, that we would all come together. You look it up, you'll find it. Reagan said when he was president, we would all come together and stand united if we were attacked from an outside force, such as aliens.
The U.S. intelligence community on Friday released a long-awaited report on what it knows about UFOs, or unidentified flying objects.
Okay, so this is PBS NewsHour. And this guy is, the hell's his name? Twitchy Eye McFunky Tie. I think that's his name. I don't know. Anyways, moving on to the vetting process here. PBS NewsHour. That really is a PBS NewsHour story. Okay. And, it's going to move over to... fuck, I'm burning my finger. Okay, it's going to move over... It's going to move over to Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich. Okay, she's going to be interviewed here in a minute in this interview on PBS. Okay, and she's interviewed in a lot of different places. I just kind of like that one. So she is this lady right here, this young lady, or, and I mean lady in a non-gender way. Her sex appears to be female. No judgment. It's all good with me. Alright, so there she is. Now, let's head back to our interview, which is... You think I would have some of these shut? No, let's not give that away. Alright, so here, let's start this over again here with this... Try not to stare at his tie.
The U.S. intelligence community on Friday released a long-awaited report on what it knows about UFOs, or unidentified flying objects. Some of the more than 100 instances it studied could be explained by atmospheric occurrences, foreign adversary actions, or other phenomena. But most of the incidents defied explanation. One person who knows that well is retired Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich, a retired Navy fighter pilot. Alex Dietrich, welcome.
So there is our Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich that we just discussed there.
To the NewsHour.
You know, I think this article had a couple more things in it that were of interest. And I thought somebody might want to know. Definitely check out this article if you want to read more. It has a lot about her. It's an article in the Focus News. I'll actually leave this open because I'll put a link in the description if you wanted to read more into what she's all about. So let's scroll through some pictures here and see if we can... Well, that's obviously fake, I hope. So yeah, she is a real... yeah, she's a human, or she's a real true story. This is I gotta leave that open.
Tell us what you saw
back
in a training mission in San Diego.
So in November of 2004, off the coast of Southern California, we were preparing for our deployment, running training exercises, and when we launched, anticipating going to a particular airspace and running these training exercises, we were interrupted for a real-world intercept. We were vectored to try to get a visual tally on something that another ship in our carrier strike group was picking up on their radar. So we followed their vectors and we ended up getting a visual contact. There were 4 aircrew and 2 aircraft. So each aircraft is a cockpit with a pilot and a weapons systems officer. And so among the 4 of us, we picked up this visual tally on this UAP, this unidentified aerial phenomenon.
And what did it look like?
So we describe it as looking like a tic-tac. It looks like the little breath mint in larger scale, but white, oblong, no apparent flight control surfaces, no apparent visible means of propulsion, and it was maneuvering in a way that we didn't recognize, that we couldn't classify, we couldn't identify.
These things move a lot like Bob Lazar type descriptions of craft, and actually are likely using gravity waves, which is kind of a new discovery, or I suppose a theory of how gravity might work. We really don't know, I don't believe, from what I've read. That's a whole nother topic, but Bob Lazar might have been right. I don't know if I believe him or not, really, but it's interesting that the fuel that he predicted they used, or said they used, we've already found it to be real now, when it was not even on the periodic table when he came out with his story. If you want to know more about Bob Lazar, you could let me know on that too. He's an interesting character, but we're sticking to a vetted process here of people who are confirmed. These people are legit. Not that he's not or is. I don't know.
And what do you think it is, looking back?
Oh, I'm not qualified to make that analysis. It's almost 17 years now, and I know there are a lot of folks who are curious and concerned about it, but I gave my debrief, gave what I could in terms of the information and data from that day, and I'll leave it up to the expert analysts to do their job and make that determination.
The report uses this language that there are UAPs who, quote, appeared to remain stationary in winds aloft, move against the wind, move abruptly, or move at considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion. Does that sound about like what you saw?
So I can't note, or I can't speak to what the winds were on that particular day. I don't know that we noted them, but it certainly did behave in a way, maneuvered in a way that we couldn't explain, and we couldn't anticipate its next move. So normally when you're looking at another aircraft, we do a lot of BFM or aerial combat maneuvering, where we are looking at turn circles or turn radius and anticipating the next move of our adversary, or if we're scrimmaging with each other. And in this particular case, it just broke the mold and kind of blew our minds in terms of the way it was maneuvering.
Speed her up a little bit.
The report talks about how maybe the number of people reporting these incidents is actually low because there was a stigma attached to reporting. Did you ever experience that? Was there a stigma when you reported, and or did people respond to you strangely when you talked about it?
Sure. So I don't consider myself to be a whistleblower, and I don't, the media has been calling me and asking me to do these interviews, and as a military officer, I feel that I have a duty and an obligation to respond to those citizens who are curious and concerned about this issue. But if there is something that comes of this, I hope that it's a reduction in stigma, and that folks who do encounter something, whether it's in our airspace or in our waters, near military exercise or just off of our coast, that folks will be encouraged to report, and to report up through the official channels, to actually do a thorough observation and capture it if they can on film or on video, and again to really.
All right, so you get the idea. Captured on video, blah 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 blah. Nice. I'm gonna leave that open. Okay, and this last little video, I don't think this one's real long.
Well, thousands of previously classified documents.
It's not. Okay, so this is Fox 35, news at 11, apparently. This is Fox 35's website right here. So fox35orlando.com /live if you're wanting to watch the live news. Here's their site. So they're real. They're out of Orlando. It's a real news station. So
Documents regarding UFOs have now been released to the public, and some of the stories include alien abductions, electrical paralysis, and even sexual encounters.
Yeah, just some bizarre stuff. Fox 35's William Lajeunesse has the shocking details from this 1,500-page report.
pilots tracking unidentified objects, balls of light suspended over the ocean, UFOs chasing warships, all part of a growing body of sightings of UAPs or unidentified.
Okay, if you see this thing right here, these were seen off the coast of Virginia in a training area where we train our pilots, our Navy pilots. So these were off the coast of Virginia, about 60 miles off the coast. And they were seen, and I could do more videos like this if people are interested, but they were seen days on end is what one of the pilots said, I believe, and I'm not quoting anybody there, but there is a pilot, and I can find where he says something to the effect of they were seen on a daily basis about 60 miles off the coast of Virginia. I guess if you could really see what this was, I believe it was like a square, actually like a cube, and with a circle inside, or was it a, I don't know. We could get more into that if someone's interested. Let's just keep on
aerial
here.
phenomena.
My gosh, they're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Now comes something even more explosive, a 1,500-page Pentagon report of previously classified documents cataloging accounts from witnesses and victims claiming radiation burns, brain damage, even paralysis after close encounters with UAPs.
This is the most haunting of all the reports from my perspective.
No, I should have probably done something about this guy. I'm just going to get through this here because it's starting to drag on. I feel like I'm rattling on. This is Jeremy Corbell, as you can probably read as well as I can. He was involved in a lot of stuff, getting this stuff out. He was making a documentary, and I've watched a lot of his interviews. He seems legit to me. This was on that Fox 35 station, so I don't know that much about him. Just trying to keep it straight and honest. I don't know.
Because it shows immunological deficiency. It shows altering human DNA. It shows degradation on a cellular level.
Prepared in 2010 by the Pentagon's secret Advanced Aerospace Weapons Program.
And remember, there's classified. This stuff is going through Congress, but there is also much more that is all classified that the Congress does know about, supposedly now, and we could talk about that too. So whatever we have, they're letting the trickle out. I don't know where this is going, or if it's going, or what's going to happen with it, if anything. Anyways, I'm getting way off track, but I just said all that to say they know more than they're letting on, obviously.
The report was released only after a Freedom of Information request. It found sufficient accidents have been accurately reported, and medical data acquired as to support a hypothesis that some advanced systems are already deployed and opaque to full U.S. understandings.
This is from within the document.
Opaque. Hold on. And opaque to full U.S. understandings. Opaque to full U.S. understandings. Okay? I'm pretty sure that's just them saying they don't fucking know.
U.S. understandings.
This is from within the documents themselves.
The report says humans have been injured from exposure to UFOs, from abductions and perceived time loss to sexual encounters and unexplained pregnancies.
We're talking about an area where there is intervention with the human being on such a level that it's beyond just negative health effects. Some of this stuff is really bizarre.
So what's next? While this program ended in 2010, Corbell says the Pentagon continues to study UFOs, and more military videos and documents are likely to be released this year. No response from the Pentagon. In Los Angeles, William Lajeunesse, Fox News.
So there you go. I'm going to bring this to a close.
Thank you.